I did it. The code came to my channel and to this video. I bought a ThinkPad because I saw it cheap. I knew it was pretty good, but I was oblivious to the code. The code demanded installing Linux to it, and I told them, "Fuck you." But now I've caved in. I've joined the code, and only for 36 screens. Actually, I've been wanting to set up a home lab project for some time now. I was looking for a cheap think center on eBay. You can still find them cheap, but not as cheap as this baby. I found a T460s for no more than $36 plus free shipping. I couldn't just let that go. And so I remember the cult. I thought, you know what? Let's do it. That's right, I joined the call for $36. It was busted, it didn't have an SSD, it didn't come with RAM, but it looked solid, it had potential. I had a RAM stick with its name on it, and I could find an SSD, cheap in the marketplace. I wanted to join and discover the pleasures of Linux in an old ThinkPad. So I win the auction by $1. Total $38 with tax. And this is it. What perils were all encountered here? I don't know. As you would expect, it didn't come in a Lenovo box. It came in a generic white box instead. So here it is. No packaging, no instructions, no charger, nothing. Just plain old laptop. Could have been worse, honestly. The exhaust grill is busted. The pads are busted. It has grime, scratches. I started to get nervous here. So it looks kind of ass, I'm not gonna lie. And it has a lot of stains and dust, and it's kind of busted. But overall, I think it looks good, especially for $36. Okay, so ports look fine, which is important, but the rubber around the bezels, I think that's a different story. But I think this is natural given how old the laptop is. I'm just worried if it turns on or not. Unboxing's done, and now it's time to revive it. Looks so ass, bro. I'd say it still has the old Docker port, so maybe I should buy the docking station. I'm starting to think the previous owner hated this laptop. Very Gucci around here. Okay, so hinges look good. There's still a lot of dust on the screen. This here looks disgusting, I'm not gonna lie. At least the keyboard looks perfect. In a world where laptops were getting thinner, flashier, and less repairable, one machine quietly walked the line between old school reliability and the future. The Lenovo ThinkPad T460s. Released in 2016, it didn't try to impress you with gimmicks, no glowing logos, no fancy marketing hype, just a simple promise. I will work every day, no matter what. So this wasn't just another laptop, it was part of a legacy. The legacy of the ThinkPad T-series, just machines trusted by engineers, corporations, governments, the military. Built not to look good on a desk, but to survive years of real use. One thing that was magical about this laptop is that it came with a dual battery system, 2 internal batteries working together, and that changed everything. But that was back in 2016. Here, it sucks. This battery is almost dead. But, we're not here because of the battery. We are here for legendary reliability for $36. There's just some magic about using a ThinkPad that you won't find anywhere else. That bottom still looks like ass. Okay, no more gooch around the edges. It's beginning to look fine, but still the screen looks so filthy, man. Much better. Now that we gave it some proper care, let's see if it actually turns on. Okay, that looks promising. Nice keyboard lights. Come on. Come on. Yes. We got it running. Let's do some diagnostics. It is cool that Lenovo has its own diagnostics. We're gonna do just the quick tests, just to check if everything is fine. Seems Lenovo takes quick tests really seriously. Looks fine in general, so let's make the most important settings change in the laptop, which is swapping function and control key. I don't care what anybody says, even the code, I don't like the function and the control scheme in the Lenovo. Now that we know the laptop is fine, we're going to go ahead and open it up, give it a little clean, and install the RAM. Only 5 screws and then it comes off super easy. What a marvel. I have to say I'm gladly impressed. I was expecting a lot worse for $36. This looks actually really clean, man. As this looks very good, I think I'm gonna skip for now the repasting and I'm going to go straight into installing the SSD and the RAM. Yeah, so I just figured out that $36 don't include you the screw for the SSD. I had to go get one from my spares. Last but not least, here's the RAM.
Nice. Nice.
And just like that, we finish our hardware setup. Now, the code has been waiting for this. Installing Linux. And we're going to go with ZorinOS. I'm gonna be honest, I tried before Ubuntu and I tried Mint OS. And Ubuntu was okay-ish. I mean, you know, it's the one that is always going to be there. It's the standard, it's good, but it's not exciting. And for Mint, I wasn't able to install Mint at all. There was so many problems with UEFI and whatever and partitions. I just couldn't manage it. So we're going to try Zorin because I've read that it's very much alike to Windows, but it gives you a little bit more of freedom in terms of how you can manage your desktop and other options. So I'm very curious to know a little bit more about Zorin. Sure, you know how it goes now. I just download Zorin's ISO and then I install it in a USB drive using Rufus. Okay, so USB drive is ready now, so we're going to go to the ThinkPad. And it's not booting. I took off the RAM and now it works, so I have to reseat it. But for now, 4 gigs is enough to install the OS.
Essa mierda. No errors found. Buenísimo.
Yeah, I was in awe. First try. Call me a ZorinOS fan right now. So we're just gonna go ahead and click install ZorinOS. Then you have to choose your keyboard layout, language, and this is important, installing the third-party software so you get the graphic support, Wi-Fi, everything you need to run this OS as smooth as possible in a single click.
Could it be? Could it be?
Yeah, I was an idiot and forgot to take off the USB drive.
Uh-huh.
Oh man, this is so good. No verifying, no UEFI shit, no partitioning stuff. Just put the USB stick, install, and that's it. Now we have Zorin ready to go. So this video is running a little bit too long. I still have lots to do, like checking out the OS, testing the screen, testing the keyboard, and also making the fingerprint reader available in Linux. And shout out to the community because I thought that was not possible. So that's pretty cool. And also, what about the games? So I'm gonna edit here. I'll put the link to the second part as soon as I have it. Peace.